Today is the 7th of July, and I call this meeting to order. This is our GRF board meeting. Is everybody present here? Okay, very good.
Silence your cell phone.
And yes, I would please strongly recommend that we all silence our cell phones. It does help a lot. Thank you. With this, we get to the next item, which is a Pledge of Allegiance. Director Pachela, please lead us through.
Please stand. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Fabulous. Thank you, sir. Please be seated. Thank you. With this, it reminds me that we had a fabulous 4th of July, and I hope you all attended that event. It was so well organized by our recreation department. And our next item is do we have any media in the room? Most likely no, but if they are, thank you. But they are probably lurking in the clouds somewhere. So thank you for doing that. So next item is the approval of the agenda. When we do that, I want to request that we move item number 10B to unfinished, and we move the next item would be 12E to the closed session this afternoon. 12E.
Mr. Chair, can you tell me the first item again?
10B, which is
10.
committee assignments.
Okay.
Yeah? We'll discuss that. We have some small changes. So thank you. Do I have if there is no objection,
I
then
move that we accept the amended
yes.
agenda.
Thank you. There are no objections, then we are moving forward. Thank you. Next item is approval of the past meeting minutes. Do I have any objections for that?
No.
We are going to.
I move that we
You
accept
moving?
the approval of the
Okay.
minutes 5A, B, C, and D as presented.
Use your microphone. Yeah.
I move that we accept the approval of the minutes 5A, B, C, and D as presented.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. We have a first and a second. There are no objections, then we are good to move forward. Report of the chair. I already said a few things, but number one, I would like to welcome our newest board member, SK Park.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and we appreciate you being here. And let's work out all our kinks together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, so we all celebrated our 250th anniversary the last week, and we hope that you had a great time at the Clubhouse 2 on the 4th. Recreation Department put up a really fabulous event with a good golf cart parade and lots of food options and games for the little tiny tots also, which was a very interesting add-on. You know, I saw many children playing and keeping the adults free to go and mingle with their friends. Wasn't that fabulous?
Or dance.
Yeah. So on a serious note, I want to add one more thing, and that is, please, if you are feeding any of the wildlife, you may have to stop, because what I heard from the city is that they are going to be very rigorous and catch people, whoever is doing that, and they are going to start a fine. The fines are not small. They will start about $200 each offense. So that's quite a big number, and I'd like you to understand that they mean business because they're trying to help us stop our coyote issue. Wildlife means, I was surprised when I read it too. It means birds, rabbits, squirrels, and other animals that are not domestic animals in the house. So please be under control. Don't feed any animals. So that's my sincere request to you all, because we are working very hard to fight this coyote issue, which I get requests to control almost on a weekly basis from several people. So this is my request to you all, that we need to work together to fix that problem. Thank you, and enjoy your day and this month, and stay the heat. There is going to be a heat wave, so be careful. Hydrate yourself, and have a good day most of the time. Thank you. So move forward. We are okay. Approval of minutes is done. Report of the chair. Okay, CEO's report. Madam CEO, do you have something to tell us?
I do. Thank you, Honorable President, members of the board, and our audience. I do want to begin by picking up on the theme that President Botta shared just a minute ago. We recently had a meeting among board leadership, city, and animal services on the coyote matter. So I just want to share a couple more highlights from that meeting. The first item is a Senate Bill 1135, which would establish a statewide wildlife coexistence program, and this would be within the State Department of Fish and Game, or Fish and Wildlife as it is currently known, excuse me. The program would provide resources, technical assistance, and best practices to help communities manage human-wildlife conflicts, including coyote activity. Apparently, this program used to be in place but was cut some years ago during state budget reductions. And the thought is, if this program is brought back, this would give the city, and therefore the village, an additional resource to use in this situation. In terms of status, this passed the California Senate with bipartisan support, and it's currently under consideration in the Assembly. And in terms of local action, the Laguna Woods City Council has voted to support this legislation. So if you're interested in advocating for it, again, it's Senate Bill 1135. And as President Botta said, feeding wildlife is illegal in the city and within the village. And eliminating food sources per animal services is the most effective way to reduce coyote activity. So in short, if you see illegal wildlife feeding, you're encouraged to report this to the city by calling 949-639-0522 or emailing code@lagunawoods.gov. Changing gears to the fiber project, the Ting DirecTV transition is well underway. Key deadlines are November 30th, the current cable television service will end, and December 31st, the West Coast internet service ends. Fiber installation is required to receive village-provided internet and television services. Residents should contact resident services to make sure all their contact information is up to date. This allows scheduling of the necessary installation. And this, again, can be done by contacting resident services. DirecTV is launching very soon. Residents in gates 2, 3, and 4 will receive an email invitation to a DirecTV customer education session before the service launches. These are sessions to provide hands-on training to the Gemini devices, the DirecTV application, equipment setup, and common features. 2 identical sessions will be offered. Residents should attend one of the sessions. Attendance is by invitation only, and no RSVP is required. Also, the DirecTV Information Hub is live. The village-specific online information hub provides DirecTV resources and support. It supports village phase transition to Ting fiber internet and the DirecTV service. The site includes package details, channel lineups, equipment information, facts, and support resources. Please view the hub at the address shown on the screen before you. It's the last bullet point. I would also like to remind residents of the no-cost disposal options available to them. In terms of bulky item collection, CR&R provides free collection. Residents can place their items in the location they place their trash between 7 p.m. the night before and 8 a.m. on collection day. Materials accepted include furniture, electronic waste, home appliances, and mattresses. There is a flyer available in multiple languages at the City of Laguna website, and that's pictured on the screen before you. The free collection of household hazardous waste is also available. This is provided by WM Curbside, a city contractor. To schedule this, you simply need to call the contractor at 800-449-7587. Materials accepted include household cleaners, automotive products, paints, batteries, and Sharps waste. Again, there's a multiple language flyer available on the city's website. Household hazardous waste can also be dropped off at an Orange County facility, and our closest location is the Irvine Collection Center at 6411 Oak Canyon. And it's open from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday. And they accept household products that contain corrosive, toxic, ignitable, and reactive ingredients such as paints, cleaners, oils, batteries, smoke detectors, and pesticides. Sharps waste is an option to have that dropped off at no cost to City Hall during regular business hours. All you need to do is place the Sharps waste in rigid and needle puncture resistant containers. A flyer is available again on the city's website with more information. In terms of personal medication disposal, drug manufacturers and distributors are required to offer programs to dispose of the unwanted medication. To find a local pharmacy that will accept the medication for disposal, please visit med-project.org. The city also offers shredding drop-off service. To schedule an appointment, please visit the Laguna Woods website and click the blue Arrange Document Shredding button, or call City Hall at 949-639-0500. No more than the equivalent of 3 13-gallon kitchen trash bags of documents are allowed per appointment. And that's my update this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good information. I hope you all take note of all this. Next item is open forum, 3 minutes per person. Do we have a lot of speakers?
Yes, I believe we have about 9 speakers today.
Do we need to squeeze that down to 2 minutes?
No, I think you guys will be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. At this time, members only may address the board of directors regarding whatever they want to talk about. If it's on the agenda, then we will request that you wait for that agenda item and talk about it at that time. All right. Who is our first speaker?
First speaker is Chris Collins.
Very good. Morning,
Thank
Chris.
you. Good morning. Chris Collins, 3306Q, and I'm here with another update on the work of the foundation, which we do on behalf of residents who are experiencing temporary financial crisis. In this case, this is not about temporary financial crisis. This is about all of us. Good neighbors, they make life better every single day. So once again, the Foundation of Laguna Woods Village is sponsoring a village-wide initiative to bring residents together. Since the pandemic, we've been working on ways to help residents come out of their homes and reconnect with their neighbors. To that end, we've invited the recreation-sponsored clubs of Laguna Woods to be our partners in this project. We ask clubs to submit their creative ideas, so please be on the alert for the announcements that will be coming out soon in the Globe with the specifics on lots of exciting activities. All Globe Good Neighbor Project activities will take place here in the village, and they start between the months of September, and they'll culminate by December. So you may be wondering about our reason for sponsoring Good Neighbor activities. Well, we all know that a wave, a chat, picking up groceries, a shared meal, or a block party can lift spirits and encourage fun and connection. Sometimes it's small, sometimes it's organized, but it always matters. In a world where connection can often mean just a quick click or a quick comment, real face-to-face moments matter more than ever. That's why the foundation is bringing back its Good Neighbor Project, and this is for the third year. And it's just in time because they all start in September. So we're inviting clubs to dream a little and do a lot. So what might you look for? Well, maybe a get-to-know-your-neighbor gathering, cul-de-sac concert, simple lunch or dinner potluck hosted by neighbors, a community sing-along, a conversation bench, or a walking buddy group. The goal is simple. Reach out to residents who may not be connected and bring them in. Neighbors can be any village residents, not just those who live near you. So once again, please be watching for the official announcement of Good Neighbor Project activities coming soon to the village. If you have any questions, you can contact the foundation at the Foundation of Laguna Woods at Gmail, or you can call us at 949-268-2246. So let's make this year's effort the best yet, because when neighbors show up for each other, the whole village shines. And I'm supposed to show this. I need to get more coordinated. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Next speaker is Eileen Ordway.
Thank you very much. I'm Eileen Ordway. I'm representing the Village Library today. Juanita Skillman, who usually does this, asked me to represent her today. I just want to let you know that our volunteers, our 60 volunteers at the library, worked 612 hours in June to support 2,083 people from the village who visited the library. We circulated 2,390 items, that's hardback books, paperback books, jigsaw puzzles, through our front desk, and 46 residents asked to be added to our catalog application. And I just want to also remind everyone, especially this summer, the library is a very cool place. We have a very nice reading area with very comfortable chairs. We have magazines, newspapers that you can come in and read. You can work on the jigsaw puzzles, raise up your temperature, save a few dollars, and come in and visit the library. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Sung Ho Soo.
Uh, 2,500 Korean residents want DirecTV to add 4 Korean channels. Current broadband TV shows 4 Korean channels now. But DirecTV doesn't have any Korean channel. In order to watch any Korean channel, we have to pay extra $30 a month. That's too much. Korean 2,500 Korean residents wants to add minimum any 4 Korean channels, like current broadband channels. If DirecTV doesn't add the Korean channel, we can watch outside vendor more than 100 Korean channels, pay with $15 a month. And it's very easy to add the Korean channel because DirecTV has a 11 Korean channel package. Just move from the Korean extra package to the basic package with $25 a month. I have a petition more than 500 Korean people signed on it to add the 4 Korean channels. I have, all papers here. And DirecTV designed the channel system for the whole America country. America country, there are not so many Korean people, but Laguna Woods Village is a different situation. There are 14% of Laguna Woods Village residents are Korean. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Joe Silva.
Good morning. I'm here today to request an expeditious resolution to the lighting situation in the mini gym. I've got a petition as well, and I don't even know where to start. The gym lights are obsolete, and several of them are burned out. They've been burned out for months, if not years. They have missing diffusers. VMS cannot get them repaired as parts or service are no longer available. This sounds right, since we were told that they were to be replaced during the 2024 remodel, and that was the reason the gym was closed for 6 months. This wasn't done, and the lights are still burned out. So we're wondering what happened to the plans, what happened to the funding that had been allocated. I asked because after months of disrepair, I contacted VMS in March. They opened a new work order for repairs, and now over 3 months later, we're being told that by VMS to be patient, that the issue is winding its way through committee, and that the body will consider funding. Why is this whole process needed again? Why is funding needed again? We have hundreds of regular gym users. We play badminton, pickleball, volleyball, basketball, and have yoga classes taught in the gym. All of this activity is being done under dangerous conditions. People are regularly tripping and falling due to the poor lighting. To replace the lights with gym quality lighting at today's prices, which includes labor and materials, should be no more than $15,000 to $30,000. This is a very modest sum for something so vital to our comfort and safety. Please get this done expeditiously before someone gets seriously injured. Thank you.
Should we answer it now? Should we answer it now?
Next speaker is Catherine Bryans.
Good morning. Catherine Bryans, and I'm here to represent the History Center of Laguna Woods. And first, I'd like to say, what is local history anyway, and why are history organizations disappearing? Local history is locale history, meaning the surrounding areas and other influences on our community. It pertains to human history rather than natural history. To put it in general terms, history records what has happened to us. This day will be history tomorrow. In the past 2 years, Leisure World Seal Beach, Balboa Island, and the state of California, among others, have moved their historical archives to California universities. We are so unique and remain so in part due to our amazing community story. Our History Center is contacted from around the world about our concept, structure, viability, and several of these groups
connect with us to visit when they're in the country. When information or pictures are brought to us, the only criterion is that they are local history and connected to our community. We add nothing to or subtract nothing from that material. We are not editors, nor do we judge what is contained in the material. Our mission is to collect, conserve, and convey. It would be wonderful to have people stop in and visit us. We are next to the library and in the parking lot of Clubhouse 1. Our static hours are 11 to 1, but there's usually someone there from 10:30 till about 2:30 or 3. And you're welcome to come in whenever the lights are on. Come on in. You can reach us through 949-206-0150 or lagunawoodshistory.org. Thank you for your time, and we hope to encourage people to donate because we receive no other funding through the community, and it's very helpful. We have a lean budget, but we always can use a donation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Pete Colt.
Morning, everybody. First of all, I would like to say to my Korean neighbors, right on, good for you, get the TV channels. And then the other thing is, I came here today because I wanted to thank each and every one of you board members because you devote so much of your personal time to my life, to making my life better. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
And I'm also here because we have wonderful VMS employees. And I want to talk directly to each and every one of you who work for the village. Cada noche, cuando enciendo los aspersores para paro y doy gracias a Dios por ti, calor frío, lluvia, trabajas con integridad y cuando vienes a cortar o recortar, eres profesional, eres cortés, eres comprensivo. Muchísimas gracias de mi corazón a ti, no a ustedes, a ti. Gracias.
Thank you.
And I want to
Well,
say...
I don't speak that language. But it's okay. I know you were saying thank you to everybody.
You know, I have spent years at night, hours and hours and hours studying Spanish because I go to Mexico. I have 3.5 years in Mexico and all through South America. I travel a lot in Latin countries, so it's like, it's a matter of respect, learning the language.
Of course.
But the other thing I came here is I want to support the board and the city. I can't say enough how bad it is to feed the coyotes. It's normal. Some of you know I was in the veterinary corps in the military. You can't normalize the behavior of these coyotes. The thing I think about too, which is counterintuitive to what many other people think, is this. If I were a coyote, if you were a coyote, and there were no more rabbits, and there were no more squirrels, and there were no more lemons, limes, oranges, there were no more rabbits, what would you eat? Dogs. We have to think about it that way. If you take away their natural food sources that they as their dogs basically, they run out and they hunt in a pack, they hunt alone, whatever, but you take away their food source, Fifi is going to be their food source. And another thing, I understand over the July, great party by the way, July 4th, Recreation Department, oh yeah. There's a thing called a wildlife corridor. You guys know about that, going in? The big concern about our government, our local government here, is that now we're not just going to have coyotes, we're going to have mountain lions. You know, so we need to start thinking about how we can defend against them too, because the mountain lions are not just going to attack the dogs, they will attack us too, all right? And once again, to all of you, thank you so much for everything you do for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cole.
Next speaker is Ira Lewis. He's speaking on an item that was moved to closed session, so I moved him to speak for open forum.
So I'll just preface, one of the reasons we have an excessive coyote problem this year is because of displacement. All the building over at Los Olivos has pushed that coyote population over into our area. And so that's one of the many reasons why we have a lot of extra coyotes. And once they find that there is not enough food, their populations will decline a bit. Anyway, just another take on the coyote situation. But I'm here to urge the board to expand the scope of work recommended by staff with regards to solar. This addition would be to include all possible clubhouse roofs and work directly with the design-build company that does this type of work as their business, as was done in Third, not a consultant. Expanding to all clubhouse roofs would be appropriate for solar, would provide the village with an ROI of approximately 15% a year for the first 20 years. If a loan is needed, the ROI drops to 7 to 8% each year for the first 20 years. These estimates were taken from a white paper done for a neighboring city of Irvine titled How the City of Irvine Can Solarize by 2045. This paper shows with all its various scenarios that it would be beneficial not just from a financial point of view to have every residence, every business, and every city building all having solar generation and battery backup. Installing a battery backup system along with the solar provides a lower stable cost of energy on a daily basis for here in the village, with providing each clubhouse being able to be turned into a disaster center in case of fire, earthquake, blackout, or any other disaster. The current time frame is unique, as commercial solar installations still qualify for federal rebates. If you wait, this benefit will disappear. It's rare that a capital expenditure can provide such a generous return, basically guaranteed. Please do what your fiduciary duty calls for and act in the best interest of the village by expanding the scope of work to encompass all the clubhouses. And that's all I really have to say.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ira.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Janet Labar.
Good morning, Board. I'm here today to ask you if you could make Laguna Woods more accessible to more people with a disability and it wouldn't cost you a penny. Would you do it? I'm here to bring your attention to an issue I wrote a letter to the editor about in the Globe about 5 weeks ago about people with photosensitivity. And those are people who, if you are exposed to strobe lights, can develop migraines, can trigger PTSD in veterans, it can trigger seizures in people. If you are on the autism spectrum, that can cause you to have an outburst. And we have strobe lights that are operating at the PAC and at our venues for the dances. Now, most of the clubs have voluntarily requested that the technicians do not operate the strobe lights. Now, this does not apply to the disco balls or the colored lights that rotate. This is just the bright white flashing strobes. Now, this voluntary compliance has worked well because as a private organization, we're not required to adhere to the ADA mandates. But it would be nice if we did, because recently, at the last California Club dance, the lighting technician would not comply with their request to not operate the strobe light. When I went in and asked him about it, he said, "Why don't you just stand somewhere where you don't see it?" Okay. So the organizers again went to him and asked him to stop the strobe lights, and he refused. He said, "I get to decide how I light the room according to the music." So unfortunately, I'm going to have to request that we make a rule against that. I know you're all very interested in adding accessibility, and most of the people just don't go anymore when that happens. Well, I'm not one of those people. I like to solve problems. If you are saying, oh, her voice is a little bit familiar, but I don't recognize the face. It's because I volunteered to be on the last GRF board opening, and you heard me via remote access because I couldn't make my video work. So I am that person. And I will be on the United board soon, by default, because there's not any more candidates than there are openings. So I will be in a position to try and make some of these beneficial changes, but you're the people that can do this. And it would be simple, merely eliminate strobe lights. Thank you.
Okay. Do we have any more?
We have one more in-person speaker and then a very short email that I'll read after. The next and final in-person speaker is Diane Phelps.
Who is that?
Diane Phelps.
Oh,
Good morning. I'm here as president, excuse me, of the Village Community Fund, and I wanted to talk to you about a few clubs we're working with. The Garden Centers Club. They're having their annual farmers market on Saturday, July 25th, from 9 a.m. to noon. It's at Clubhouse 2. If you are willing to help them schlep the products from the garden centers to Clubhouse 2, or on Friday, or if you are willing to work with them on Saturday to help with the event, please send them an email at gardencentersclub@gmail.com. Last year, with this event, they helped raise over $5,000 for the Meals on Wheels program. Donations that are made to them through us are used to buy seeds, plants, soil amenities, whatever they need to grow healthy plants. And if you'd like more information, you can go to their website, which is gardencentersclub.com. Then there's also the Aquadettes. The Aqua Follies this year will be on August 13th, 14th, and 15th at 8 p.m. You watch out for tickets. I haven't heard much about tickets yet, but and donations for them help cover the cost of props and sets, audiovisual equipment. But there's more information on their website, which is aquadettes.org. And the last one is the Community Concert Series. Their annual 6-concert chamber music series will be held from October until April. Donations help them get great musicians and offer it at a very low price to residents. And for more information, you can go to their website, which is comconcertslwv.com. If you'd like to make a donation to any of these clubs, you can do that on our website. If you go to our website, villagecommunityfund.org, you'll see all the clubs that we are working with, and you're welcome to make a donation, a tax-deductible donation, to any or all of them, if you'd like. But if you're a club that wants to work with a 501c3 charity to raise funds, give us a call at 949-467-1030, or you can email us at villagecommunityfund@gmail.com. We don't charge a fee. You get 100% of the proceeds that we get. And like I say, if you go to our website is villagecommunityfund.org. Thank you very much for your time.
Diane, before you go away, thank you for everything you do, but can you repeat the date and location of the
Farmers Market?
farmers market?
Yes.
Thank you.
It's July 25th from 9 a.m. until noon, and it's at Clubhouse 2.
Clubhouse too. Thank you.
And then we have an email from a Bobby Wise, and they said, hello. I was at the Performing Arts Center this past Sunday, and after 30 minutes of sitting in that seat, my back started to hurt. Those seats are hazardous to our health. Forget the employee building. The PAC, or Performing Arts Center, is overdue for a complete remodel.
Oh, God.
And that is all.
We're also looking for a blank check. Okay, is it done? Thank you all for all your thoughtful items that you mentioned. Does anybody have anything to respond to? I would like to say thank you to Chris Collins for coming in every month and giving us all the great things that your department does or your club does, which is very mindful. Thank you very much.
I
Anybody?
have a comment, Mr.
Anybody have any comments? Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I have a response to Mr. Saw, who talked about the Korean language channel. Yes, as a Korean-speaking board member, I wish it happened. However, I'd like to share this few points, comments from the perspective of our board and VMS staff. All right, we have some differences in our program between the current the broadband system and the direct TV. Currently, we, the BMS has an option. I mean, we have a power or ability to choose which program, which channel we can select. So sometime last year, when Mr. Seo came to me and requested help to add additional Korean channel, I was able to help you contacting to our directors of the BMS because we had a power, we were able to do it, right? However, this time after Ting and the DirecTV is installed, totally contract has been changed. So we contract TV program through DirecTV. Ting is our the internet service, right? So TV program will be directly contacted with us. And only thing that we have a power to do it have had the $25 basic first option program. We have 4 different packages, including different language packet, right? So, but looking at the different language problem, yes, Koreans, we have a large community and 2,500 population, but we have many other different language residents. So I think if we have to decide what we do, then we need to be fair with each group. And also English-speaking groups, they have a lot of their preference, what kind of channel they want to prescribe, such as sports, golf channel and baseball channel, so on and so on. Each individual has many needs and many wants. In order to incorporate all the needs, then we have to increase our assessment fee immensely. By the way, under Treasurer, we are in budget season. We are talking about every detailed dollar numbers which we have to cut, we have to not include, so on, because everybody wants to not increase our assessment fee. So from the all thing, different factors, we need to have a balance, right? And so, for this new program, even our TV6, we do not have that channel. It will be gone anymore. However, we will be able to put our YouTube channel on the screen, and through YouTube channel, you will be able to watch TV6. So there are many other options. These days, who goes into the different language channel? I don't do it. Because if I want to do, Korean news, any kind of program, I go to YouTube, and then, generally speaking, we could be able to access it. So there are many ways, and in order to keep our cost down and not to increase our assessment fee, that was the best contract that we had. The previous board studied for 2 years with the new program, and we signed a contract as is. So as of now, that's the best deal, and we will do our best as a board to include any kind of diverse community, including our program, so on. But I want you to understand, we do our best. That's the current situation is. And the other day, I attended VMS board meeting, and I inquired about during the transition of the changing our channel, so on, I inquire about any different language help. The staff from DirecTV help the Korean the resident how to proceed and how to install, how to use our new system. And the person says, yes, they will do our best to help non-English residents as much as they do. Thank you for coming. We will do our best.
Thank you, Mickey. Yes.
I just wanted to comment, I want to invite those that are interested in what we're proposing as a solar program to our next Energy Committee meeting. It hasn't been scheduled, but it'll be scheduled in July, so look out for it, because I think that those that are really interested in solar will be interested in this program. It's cost-effective and saves money.
Yes, John.
Okay, let me take off my GRF hat, and I'll put on my ambassador hat for Ting and the ambassador for DirecTV. DirecTV is a separate entity. When we did the contract, and I've been working on this for 3 years, I pushed, shoved, pleaded, cried for the Golf Channel. Didn't happen. I wanted them to come into my gate first. Did not happen. What DirecTV has given you is a $25 package that non-residents would pay $89 to $100. There is a big difference.
Yes.
If DirecTV gave us the basic package that they give everybody. Unfortunately, it didn't have Korean channels, Chinese channels, Golf Channel. But they did give us an out, and it was $30 or $25 a month. But as Mickey says, we are in the budget season, and we are trying to not up the residents' fees for the community. I come in as I'm thinking about the community here. I should have, but didn't. It would be $30 per manor, 12 months. And I'm not sure how much that would jump the fee for everybody. But if I wanted the Golf Channel as bad as I want it, I'd find a way to do it. And SK and all of you out there, there's got to be a way you can do it. I don't know. But DirecTV, people have come and asked, well, can we have this on DirecTV? We've had people, residents, go to DirecTV and say, I want this or I want that. And their answer is no. Thank you.
John, don't forget to mention all the premium channels we have, 3 or 4. Yeah. We have some premium channels which cost $10 or $15 each if you were to go get it. And I think those are...
I can provide that list if you want.
Thanks.
It's HBO Cinemax, Paramount Plus, ad-free, HBO Max, ad-free. Those are the premium ones that are part of the new package.
Yeah.
And this is all based on the Los Angeles area, 18 million plus people. That's how DirecTV selected the channels for that package.
Correct. It's $15 for HBO and $10, I pay $10 for Paramount. So it's, and Showmax, and Showtime also, I think.
HBO Max is a freebie.
No, all
Let me
these
put it
channels
this
are
way.
free for us.
Nothing in
included
this world is free.
Say it again.
We're paying it somehow, some way.
Okay.
But HBO, I mean, maybe 10 of us right now are testing DirecTV, and it is amazing.
Okay. Anyway, besides that, I want to shout out to Mr. Silva, Joe Silva, that we are working on the lights. I think an RFP is out, and we are not wasting time. We are working really diligently to make sure that the small gym is lit efficiently and correctly. So It is getting done. I just want you to know it might be taking a little longer than it should have, and I'm really sorry for that, but it is getting done. Yes, ma'am.
The bids are due July 30th, just so you have a date for
Okay.
that. And it was not part of the scope of the remodel. I just wanted to clarify that.
Okay,
Thank you.
so I think if you're still in the room, I can't see, these are my reading glasses, so you have all the answers that you had questions. Thank you. Thank you for bringing it up, and we are always working diligently to make sure things are done well for our residents, and those are primary for us. Thank you. Does anybody have any other people you want to respond to? Ira, thank you for all the information you brought to us.
SK, his hand up.
Who is that?
SK.
SK, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to make some comments regarding my Korean fellow participate in today's meeting. Since I know what has happened about the Ting or perhaps DirecTV contract, it's already a horse left the barn, so I can't do anything further. However, we will seek other means of getting the Korean TV as much as we can. So kind of too late to do anything about the DirecTV program, but we will figure out what the best way to get Korean TV stations in our community, in the Korean community. Thank you.
Thank you. And Diane, thank you for looking out for our residents. Your village community funds always has good facilities for our residents. Thank you very much. Anybody else have any comments? Okay, so we will continue to move on. We have a long agenda to accomplish today. And the next item is the consent calendar. If we have no objections to approve the consent calendar, we can move forward.
Yes, as amended.
As amended.
Yes.
Thank you.
I move.
Okay. Do
Coach,
I
did
have
you
a-
hear her move? First
She
move?
moved. She moved.
There was no
Move.
objection, so it's been approved.
Well, there's a second. We need a
Okay, second, and if there are no objections, then it is approved. Thank you. Quiet, please.
Well, yeah, but leave quietly. We don't mind you leaving, but leave quietly.
All right. We are now going to the unfinished business. Correct?
Yes.
So disciplinary update report?
Yes, President Bada, I was notified this morning right before the meeting that Blisilda and Francis are both unavailable today. One's at training and the other is out of office, so they won't be able to provide the update. But if you guys want to review it briefly, and then we can move on to the next item.
Okay, does anybody want to review it or just keep moving on?
It's in our packet.
Yeah, it's in our-
Staff report,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's keep moving on. We wasted too much time. New business, entertain a motion to approve and
Please, we can hear everything. We can hear all the mumbling, and it's very distracting when we're trying to listen to each
I
other.
am so sorry, but if you'd like to have a second meeting, please step outside. Thank you. Entertain a motion to approve schedule of traffic, monetary penalties, July initial notification. What this means is that our traffic violation.
I apologize, President Bada, really quick. Are we going over the committee appointments?
Or do you want to do that now? Is that the one? That's the next thing. Okay, then let's get to that.
That should be the next item. I believe that was moved
Sorry.
to unfinished business as 11B.
Okay. There was one change which I wanted to make, and according to Catherine, I was allowed to do that, was to add SK Park to the Energy Ad Hoc Committee. Energy Ad Hoc Committee. We'll talk later again.
As an alternate. Yes?
No, it's an ad hoc committee, so you can have an additional.
Got it.
More than two. Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, according to the agenda, you have him as an alternate right now.
Yeah.
Correct. So just change that to a regular member.
Okay. And did you want to add an alternate?
Well,
Actually, I was an alternate.
yeah, you were. Do you want to remain?
Yes.
All
Yeah,
right. very
okay,
good.
keep Mickey as the alternate.
That was easy.
Easy fix. Thank you. Was there any other change we needed to make?
Well, you have SK replacing me as co-chair of disaster preparedness, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's all, that is all
It's
done.
already on there.
Yeah. So that was the only change that needed to get done. Okay. Thank you. So do we have to, okay, I need a motion. Okay, Mickey moves. Anybody second?
I second.
Thank you. And if there's no other objection, then the thing is approved. Okay, so we are done with the unfinished business. Sorry, Mr. Kennedy, you can come over now.
Good morning, Honorable President and Honorable Board members. Staff recommends approval of the updated schedule of traffic monetary penalties to be effective September 1st of 2026. The proposed revisions were recommended unanimously by the Traffic Steering Committee on April 15th, 2026, and subsequently approved by both the Security and Community Access Committee on April 22nd, 2026, and the Finance Committee on June 17th, 2026. The purpose of the revisions is to strengthen the deterrent effect of Laguna Woods Village's traffic enforcement program and improve the safety of residents, guests, pedestrians, cyclists, and golf cart operators. Speeding remains one of the most common traffic violations within the village. In 2025, the Department of Security Services issued 179 speeding citations, including 148 for speeds in excess of 11 to 15 miles per hour over the posted speed limit, and 31 for speeds 16 miles per hour or more over the posted speed limit. These statistics demonstrate that excessive speeding continues to be a recurring safety concern. The proposal increases monetary penalties for all speeding violations, with the largest increases applying to the most excessive speeds. There is an amendment to the schedule of traffic monetary penalties, and it follows the language from the traffic rules and regulations clarifying that, quote, fines may be greater for repeated violations within a 3-year period and may be concurrent, end quote. You'll see that with your copy of the schedule of traffic monetary penalties. If you look at the very bottom, that's where that language is put in. This amendment clarifies the time frame in which enhanced penalties may be applied to repeat offenders. Based on 2025 enforcement data, the revised schedule would have generated approximately $10,500 in additional revenue if all citations had been first offenses. However, the intent of the proposal is to improve traffic safety through greater deterrence and not to generate revenue. If approved, the revised schedule of traffic monetary penalties will become effective September 1st, 2026, allowing sufficient time for resident notification and administrative implementation. Any questions?
Well, I can only say one thing, and that is that we do need a safe place for our residents. I have encountered people overtaking my car from the left, trying to speed up. And I wish I had a camera that could take a photograph of them and pass it down to you guys. But that would be only a photograph, but no speed assessment. Anyway, it is important that we post more signs when people enter, that they know that they shouldn't be speeding.
And we actually, and that was presented at the last, at the GRF Finance Committee We did post signs at all of the entrances for all the gates, indicating that there's traffic enforcement and that there are fines applicable with community rules.
I hope people are reading it.
They're not.
I don't think so, because I just had a taxi pick me up, and he had no idea he was speeding, and I said, "You better slow down, otherwise you're going to pay a $200 ticket." He said, "Really?" That was his answer. So, with that, does anybody have any questions for Officer Kennedy? SK? Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Besides the speeding limit, I'd like you to explain exactly what is the failure stop means to residents, because there are some questions related to stop sign violation. So please explain all audience, residents, and board members what is the stop, a failure to stop means to us. Thank you.
So failure to stop. So if there is a limit line present, you are to stop completely behind that limit line. Completely. That means your wheels are not moving. And then you may proceed when safe. Also, if there's a painted crosswalk, the same applies. If there's no limit line but a painted crosswalk, then you're going to stop behind that painted crosswalk. Again, coming to a complete stop without those wheels moving. And lastly, if there's no limit line or no painted crosswalk, then it's before you enter the intersection, which would be along the curb line. So you'd have to stop before that curb line, before you enter that intersection completely, and then proceed when safe.
Thank you.
I hope it's clear to everybody. I'm sure this is being recorded, so they can always rerun this and listen to it again.
I have a question.
Sure.
It could be a dumb question, but so everybody hears it.
No dumb question.
Okay. The stated speed limit on any street in our community, without exception, is 25 miles per hour. Is that correct? Or do we have various speeds for various streets?
There are different speeds on some of the streets, and some of those are 15 miles per hour, I believe.
So, even better. So, let me rephrase my statement. So there's no city, or there's no street within our community that is stated as over 25 miles an hour. Some could be less.
Correct.
All right. That means that people are going between 35 and 40 miles per hour 148 times.
Correct.
Right, that you caught.
Correct.
Right. So that's very fast for a 25 mile per hour speed. And I know you see it every month, and you just shake your head. Slow down. Slow down. Thank you.
I would say when you get to a stop sign, stop and then count 1, 2, 3, and then go.
Yeah, but go 25 miles an hour. Don't go 40 miles an hour.
Sure. So the basic rule of thumb that I follow is if you're on the main streets, it's 25. If you're inside a cul-de-sac, it's 15 miles an hour. So that is how I follow the thing, unless it is...
You're following it correctly.
Okay. So, yes, sir.
I've observed many times VMS vehicles doing what's, I would call it a New York stop, or out here it would be a California stop. Rolling right through. I'm assuming they're not subject to these fines.
They actually are.
Okay.
Yes, subject to fines?
Yes, they are.
And how do we report them?
Well, it's going to be observed by the traffic specialist or whoever's conducting the traffic enforcement, but they do stop VMS employees, and they do issue notice of violations to VMS employees.
Yes, they do.
Really? Let's hope so. Because the buses may be the number one targets that you may want to follow. I'm sorry to say that. I shouldn't be saying it. All right. Buses are a great facility that we have. I don't want to get rid of them in any way. So we have a first and we have a second.
No, we have to read the resolution.
Okay. Okay.
Resolution 90-26-XX, schedule of traffic monetary penalties. I'm just going to skip to September 1st. Whereas, with an effective date of September 1, 2026, the change aims to enhance adherence to traffic regulations and reduce the frequency of violations. Now therefore be it resolved on August 4th, 2026, the Board of Directors of this corporation hereby approves the revised schedule of traffic monetary penalties as presented, and further resolve further that the officers and agents of this corporation are hereby authorized to carry out this resolution.
I move that we
Okay.
accept the resolution.
We have a move and a second. If there's no other objection,
I
then,
have one question.
okay.
If we approve, how is it communicated to our residents?
We'll be speaking with media and communications on how to best do that.
Okay.
Okay. If there's no other objection,
Just
then-
want to remind the board, is this with the amendment that staff was requesting? Okay. There's a small amendment that they were trying to add.
That's what I referred to in the
Yes.
schedule of the monetary penalties. If you look at the bottom, the language at the bottom of it, fines may be greater for repeated violations within a 3-year period. Parentheses may be concurrent and parentheses.
So if you guys want to approve the item with that amendment,
As
since this
amended.
is on, yes, and since this is on 28-day notification, we'll make sure that the updated version is in the next agenda
I'll
packet.
change mine to say,
As amended.
as amended. Yeah, as amended.
Yes, I second it.
Okay, thank you. So the resolution is,
It's on the floor for
It's-
vote right now.
Should we vote?
We have
we
to
vote
vote.
online? Or-
Yep,
Yes.
we have to vote online.
Okay.
Did Kathy may have something to input?
I did, but she said you guys are voting, so I.
Yeah, we
Okay.
already
Okay.
voted.
Sorry, Kathy.
That's all right.
Okay, guys, we are ready to vote. Did mine go through?
Yes, you're there.
Okay. Thank you. It is unanimously
Thank you.
Thank you, Adam.
approved. Thank you.
Aaron.
Next item is entertain a motion to approve a proposed amendment to the GRF Recreation and Special Events Department policy, a mouthful, procedure. Okay. All right. Does anybody have something to say about it?
We do a yearly update of our, oh, there she is. I'll let Allison talk. Just
Okay.
staff report.
Do we need to?
Good morning. Hi. Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Would you like me to go over some of the changes in the document?
If you can do it in a 1, 2, 3 manner.
I could do it pretty quick. I talk pretty fast. So yes, thank you to the CAC who had some pretty thoughtful discussion on this document to come up with some edits that are in the packet today. The policy was last updated about 5 years ago, and the intent is to enhance comprehension of the policy and enhance the enforceability of policies. The content and red line includes feedback from staff, residents, clubs, Community Activities Committee, Communications Division, Compliance Division, Risk Management, and GRF Legal. And it will require a 28-day notification after the initial approval. The agenda is a little thick, but I'm going to be referring specifically to the red line copy, which is pages 23 through 43 of attachment 3. And generally speaking, edits include language clarification, formatting changes, removal of anything referencing specific fees, although you may see notation of fees.
Quiet, please.
And this is due to fees changing regularly, and there's a separate fee schedule, so we removed.
If you have a special thing to talk about, please, can you step outside? Okay, yes, sorry, Allison.
No, no problem. And again, this is due to the fees change regularly, and there's a separate fee schedule that's updated, so we took anything that's an actual fee out of the policy.
Basically, we don't want to bring this document forward every time we change a fee. You may also see references to fees that don't exist yet. Those are areas that we're going to be discussing in the near future with the Community Activities Committee and Finance Committee and the GRF Board. For example, tournaments that shut down facilities and bring in a lot of non-residents, we're going to be developing a fee for, looking to develop a fee for that. We removed any reference to age restrictions or other information that is specific to a facility. Those are now referenced in the operating rules. And as you know, operating rules come forward annually for changes. And we just don't want to change this one as regularly, so that's why all that information stays in the operating rules. The following sections were added to address acceptance of non-political government flyers and community information. An example would be a flyer that the city has. We would put that out at our clubhouses. The refund policy, you may remember there was a little bit of a holdup in previous discussion about the definition of a fundraiser. The definition of a fundraiser remained the same, and there was a very long, thoughtful discussion about that by the CAC. The tournament policy was added and meant to adopt a more formal process for major tournaments that restrict access to non-club or non-tournament participants. It allows staff to have a better communications and notification of facility interruptions. And this is not intended to shut down regular monthly club activities, but just a way to better manage the tournaments. You'll also see a section noting sponsorship. We added something about plaques at Clubhouse 1. We added some language about alcohol-related insurance and notations about insurance throughout the document. And we added a section specifically relating to the Performing Arts Center. There were a few things that were added after the CAC made their recommendation. These came up mainly because of our GRF legal advice or compliance division. We did mention some of them to the CAC, but they are on page 28, A2. We beefed up the no smoking allowed language to make sure we are consistent with the city Muni Code. Before it only noted not to smoke at the front entrance, and we included other areas that may create a hazard to those inside the building, including windows, vents, and to dispose of any cigarette-related waste. On page 29, number 17, we added more comprehensive anti-discrimination language that was recommended by legal. And on page 29, number 18, we have a detailed information about service and assistant animals that was included. And lastly, there was one language amendment that we would like you to include in your recommendation. The addition on page 28 of 62, number 7, the addition of use of personal barbecues, including propane, charcoal, electric, or similar cooking devices, is strictly prohibited at all GRF facilities. We would like to add language at the end of that to say, unless approved by recreation staff. The intent of adding that was to prevent people from having barbecues on the pool decks, at concerts, kind of in open areas that may be a hazard to people. We want to add that language so that we can still allow people to rent the clubhouses and have a barbecue, or drop-in facilities that have barbecues for their club events. So that's one amendment that we're requesting out of this. And I am available for any questions.
I have lots of questions.
Okay. Let's hear them.
So the first one where it talks about all facilities that they sign in for the events, for the meetings. And I thought that that was incorporated basically in all the classrooms so that we could collect data. So if we no longer have to sign in for the classes, then staff or anybody else is not able to collect data, you know, in order to find out how many people are using.
So sign-in is listed in all the operating rules for the facilities as well. And if you could tell me exactly what you're referencing, what page?
It's 12B, page 2862. It's at the very top.
I believe we added that to.
It's on page 27.
Facilities, yeah, that they.
It's at the top of page, it's the very first thing.
Thank you. A1 on page 27, yes, it says residents and guests must sign in. So it was just moved from that.
You moved it somewhere else?
It's the very first thing under access to GRF recreation facilities, A1, page 27 of 62.
Okay. So one of the others too, when you come down to facilities users sign and provide required documents annually, there was always a reason for that too, because it was easier for staff to be able to collect it annually than to keep a record and have to go look in previous years to see if somebody signed it.
And again, what page are you referencing?
And that's, where did I go? Okay, it's here. 8, facility user.
Must sign and provide required documents and is requested for applicable.
It's page 28 of 62, number 8.
And I believe we took out annually because if we request, we'll request it at any time, not just annually, but if we request the information, we're not just
So
going to
you have
collect
no
it.
schedule, and that's what concerns me, is that we need to based upon my experience, I understood that we need to have it annually because it was easier on staff to keep records.
So with each rental or facility use, we're going to collect that documentation each time. We're not going to,
Well, a lot of the waivers, are in insurance, has to do with the equestrian center. And I remember going into a classroom, there was always a waiver that was in there besides signing up the classroom. So my question is it easier on staff, to be able to get those waivers signed annually? Or how do you keep record? I'm thinking of you.
yeah. Thank you. We do keep a file of those, and I don't believe we need to collect them annual anymore. We have a form that we can keep on file until information changes. So that is one thing that we have a little more flexibility with. If somebody is a regular user and they fill out a waiver, then we can keep that on file until there are changes to the information.
Okay, so another thing that the changed wording in here, and it bothered me.
Okay.
We're not just clubs, okay? We're clubs and organizations. If you want to, change one of the other words in there, but the organizations, we can't forget, because those organizations are like Florence Sylvester, Memorial Care, that come in. And so my thinking is that shouldn't be changed. So I guess what I'm pointing out is that there are a lot of changes in here, and I have questions on, and I really think it needs to go back to committee. So I do want to, because I worked on this with you before, probably the last time I was, helped with the editing. And at that time, we were discussing tournaments, so I really want to appreciate the fact that we've been able to put tournaments in there this time. Anybody else?
If I could get clarification, your reference to clubs, is that on page 33 of the red line version?
The red line was taking out organizations and just define it as clubs. And it is not just clubs, it's clubs and organizations.
So the language notes clubs and in parentheses, recreation-approved groups or organizations?
Not, in one place, in the index, but not in the rest of the content.
So the intent was that covers the whole section, but if the board feels that it needs to change to clubs and the whole item listed throughout, that's easy enough to add in.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Is that a change that we would like to add?
Well, I was just thinking, I was asking you questions at this point in time, but I think it should be gone back to committee and reviewed the whole thing, So that's what I'm going to suggest.
Bunny, you're pointing out some very important things, but the committee has spent a lot of time working on this. So sending it back to committee would delay it by another 1 or 2 months.
Okay, there's a lot of mistakes that need to be changed.
Well, that's
So-
what we're here to discuss, so if you want to let me know, we can discuss it as a board, because this has gone through several approving bodies. So we want to make sure that if you have questions, that we make note of it, and if the board decides to take it back to committee, we're happy to do so.
Okay, let's go to 9 then. So why was that taken out? That the club rules, and the club, it says scheduled. It says scheduled club organization tournaments and activities at the specifically designed facility take priority. Club rules prevail. So why are they not taking priority?
If I may, I just want to remind you, Director Carpenter, that this item's on 28-day notification. So between now and next month, I would advise you speaking or having a meeting with Allison, asking all your questions that you want to. If there are any minor changes that need to be made, that can be done prior to the next board meeting before it's finalized for approval.
Okay, then I'm recommending that it still goes back to committee to be reviewed.
So I think it would be better if you
The table.
have a separate
If we have a separate.
meeting time.
Because I didn't read this thoroughly, so I don't know who else did at one point in time.
We did.
People on the board did.
I was probably sick, because I was sick for
Yeah,
last
you
month.
were sick.
Yeah.
Yes, SK, you had something to say?
Yeah, the question was too long, so I thought was table or return to committee.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what I was going to suggest.
But I think we have a good solution from McKellar.
Yeah.
That we don't delay it, we fix it and bring it back next month so that it can be approved as amended or whatever. Correct? So do we want to move forward with that?
We do also have a member comment, if that's okay with the board, if you guys are ready for a member comment.
Sure.
Okay, perfect. It's Carol Kelly.
It's not on this. It was on his.
It was on the what?
Oh, I apologize. I thought it was on this item. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't take a member comment passed unless it's pertaining to a specific item currently on the agenda.
So you're suggesting that we move this resolution? Yeah.
If that's what the board would like to do.
Yeah.
Okay. I move that we accept oh, well, you want to read it? I guess we can't move it until you read it.
Resolution 90-26-XX. Proposed amendments to GRF Recreation and Special Events Department Policy and Procedures. I'll go right down to the now and therefore be resolved August 4th, 2026, that the Board of Directors hereby approves amendment to the Recreation and Special Events Department Policy to allow clubs, residents to obtain fee-based security services when hosting special events at the overtime rate for the Social Security Services Department. And further resolved that Resolution 90-21-05, adopted February 2021, is hereby superseded and canceled to the extent that they differ, and resolve further that the officers and agents of this corporation are hereby authorized on behalf of the corporation to carry out this resolution.
Do you move to?
John?
Okay, John.
John? Oh, excuse me.
You're moving it?
Is it correct to table this motion until, no?
No. We're not tabling it. It will be
It's going to be
approved.
on 28 days.
It's on 28 days.
Okay,
So we will,
I'll move the motion.
yes, thank you. Second, John, if there's no other objection, then we shall go to our little device to vote for it. Thank you. Okay.
So I don't see how you can approve this without the way it's written. It's even written against the way we write policy.
It will be fixed if you and Allison can have a meeting, and maybe Yvonne and Jeannie can accompany you so that they are the people on the committee.
You can bring to the next CAC meeting,
Yeah.
which is
Pardon?
Thursday. You can bring your concerns to the next CAC meeting, which is
I
Thursday.
will.
Sure.
You didn't ask me to be an advisor on this.
Okay. With that, we move forward to the next item, number C, and that is entertain a motion to approve the request for glass art installation at Clubhouse 4. That is a fun one. Does anybody have anything to say about it?
I make a motion, we approve this.
Thank you. I have a motion.
Well, I think we have to read the resolution first. Speak faster,
I
Colonel.
will read the resolution number 90-26-XX, request for glass art installation at Clubhouse 4. Whereas the Laguna Woods Village residents submitted a request installation of glass art at Clubhouse 4, and I'll skip down to now therefore be it resolved July 7, 2026, that the Board of Directors of this corporation hereby approves a resolution to accept the Laguna Woods Village resident request for the installation of glass art at Clubhouse 4, and resolve further that the officers and agents of this corporation are hereby authorized on behalf of the corporation to carry out the purpose of this resolution.
Now, Madam Thornton, you can make a motion.
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
We have a second. Do we want to vote for it online?
We have-
I did.
Any discussion?
Any questions, anybody?
Discussion?
Discussions, nothing? Do you know that this is going to be a glass art which will be put on the wall outside on the outer wall of the clubhouse?
Lapidary.
Lapidary, yes. Cool. All right. I guess everybody's in favor?
Thank you,
Allison,
Allison.
I may have
We need
one.
Bunny to vote, please.
Bunny, I have one quick question. Who will install it on the wall?
Our staff will install it.
Okay, the VMS staff.
Yeah, our
Okay.
recreation maintenance staff.
All right, good. So does this go through a 28-day hold?
No.
No? Okay, good. So we can start making phone calls.
It is a done deal.
Thank you. All right, next item is number D, is entertain a motion to approve a supplemental appropriation for 2026 seal coat program. Do we have any staff member to talk about it?
Guy's here.
Okay, Guy?
Thank you, Mr. President, board members. So yes, we do have a recommendation to approve a supplemental appropriation in the amount of $57,279 from the Facilities Fund for the annual Seal Coat program. This has been reviewed by the Finance Committee as well as the M&C Committee, both endorsing this recommendation. So we ask that you move this forward, and I'm here to take any questions.
We just didn't budget enough? Or
Yeah.
estimate enough when, in the budget, I guess I should say?
Correct, and the reason is we do put escalation in from year to year. However, because of the petroleum pricing that we've seen happen over the last few months, maybe a half a year or so, that impacts this program directly because it's a petroleum product. And so that the prices have gone up quite a bit. So we couldn't predict that, and that's why we're coming to you with this, to stay on the program, the planned program.
SK, you have a...
Yeah, this resolution is also related to closed session item for seal coat program. Am I correct?
Yes, so
Okay.
this is because we did go back out to bid for contracts, so we did competitive bidding, and we're bringing this because none of the bids came in within the budget.
I understand. So I think the suggestion is to review at the closed session before we approve this.
We have to approve it here before we move on.
This is an open session item, so we have to do it in open.
Contracts are on the closed session.
Yeah,
This
it's
is not a
related to the contract item.
No.
No.
This is for the appropriation. This we have to do in open.
The contract itself will be discussed in
Closed.
I know, it's related to closed session. I have lots of questions about this.
So in closed session then, you can speak on it then. This is just for the supplemental appropriation portion. That's it.
Yeah, this is just standard procedure for GRF.
Okay, it doesn't make any sense, but, okay.
You'll learn.
We'll talk a little more later.
But I have to agree with him. I do agree with you, and I had that same question the first time we went through this process.
If I may, so the budgeting is in an open session. So it's open to the members, it's open to everyone to see what's going on with their finances. So this is really, you're just adding to that appropriation, that allocation that was already made.
Okay. SK, you okay? We'll talk a little further in the closed session.
Okay.
But at this moment, we have to approve it here.
Or you don't have to approve it.
I know.
Right? I
I'm
mean,
not gonna approve
it's
it.
your vote, right?
I'm not going to approve this.
Right.
I
Okay.
guarantee you that.
We'll expect another question.
Okay.
I'm not going to approve this.
Okay. John, what's up?
Yes, what are we seal coating?
The paving. So all of your paving in GRF will get the seal coat. It's on a 7-year cycle, so every 7 years, this program goes into effect on whatever street is scheduled for that year.
So Guy,
Benny?
and I'm hard of hearing, so if you said this, I apologize. But isn't this an ongoing program that we've had for years and years and years? Okay. And basically, it was defunded by a prior board, right? It was defunded, and that's why we have to bring it back?
What?
No. So our
No?
contract has expired, and we had to go back out to bid.
To bid,
Per the
okay.
purchasing policy. So
Okay.
we took it to competitive bid, and the pricing from all of the bidders was much higher than what was budgeted due
Okay.
to the petroleum issue.
Okay, thank you.
So, we want to read the
Read the resolution.
Okay.
Resolution 90-26-XX, supplemental appropriation for annual seal coat program. Whereas the application of seal coat to asphalt pavement services is recommended to the extent the useful life of the pavement and reduce the impact of minor defects such as reveling, block cracking, and water intrusion into the structural base of the pavement. And whereas on June 17, 2026, the Finance Committee voted unanimously to recommend the Board of Directors approve a supplemental appropriation in the amount of $57,279 from the Facilities Reserve Fund for the annual seal coat program. Now therefore be it resolved on July 7, 2026, that the Board of Directors of this corporation hereby approves a supplemental appropriation in the amount of $57,279 from the Facilities Reserve Fund for the annual seal coat program, and resolve further that the officers and agents of this corporation are hereby authorized on behalf of the corporation to carry out the purpose of this resolution.
Then, with that, I request for a motion to approve this.
Yvonne,
I make a motion that we approve this.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Second, there, John.
discussion.
Is there any objection?
No, discussion.
Discussion. We've had enough discussion, but any further? So if not, then let's go and vote. All right. Looks like we have a good support on this one. Motion is approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Guy.
Okay. With that, we come to the end of our list because the next item we have moved to our closed session. So do we want to take a break for a few minutes? Everybody? I need to hear something.
I'm good here. I don't need to move.
Do we want to move forward?
How we doing
No
on time?
decisions, but okay, in that case, we will just keep moving forward and then take an early lunch. All right. So, Madam Treasurer, you are first in line to
Okay.
give us a report on the finance.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Do we have a slide, please? Well, yes, thank you. The first table displays the operating fund activities, which excludes non-operating revenues, expenses, and depreciation. The report shows an unfavorable variance of $502,000 through the reporting period, with non-assessment revenue being worse than the budget by $86,000 combined, with total expense worse than budget by $416,000. And next slide shows our most significant operating fund variances by category, with green bars representing favorable variances budget and orange bars representing unfavorable items. Favorable overall, we had favorable balances in employee compensation, and related was favorable by $212,000, primarily due to the open position, followed by savings in non-union medical insurance premiums and less payroll taxes paid because of open position. And recruitment is still in progress. And unfavorable ones are other operating expenses were unfavorable by $151,000, primarily due to higher employee-related benefit processing fees than anticipated at the time of budget preparation, in addition to timing of payment for DMV registration and permit fees. The budget was spread evenly for the year-end vehicle registration fees, while the majority were already paid in March and April, so timing is the issue. And then programming, copyright, franchise was unfavorable by $184,000 due to a mix of rate adjustments in various programs, in addition to fluctuation in subscriber base. And repairs maintenance was unfavorable by $326,000 due to timing of various IT-related annual software subscriptions compared to the annual budget spread. The budget was spread across, again, 12 months, and the subscription was paid at the beginning of the year. So as the time goes by, I hope we will see the improvement on that bar size, I believe. And let's go to next slide. This slide shows sources of revenue other than the assessments, such as fees, rentals. And year to date, we earned $4.8 million in non-assessment operating fund revenue, as shown on this chart. We can see that our largest revenue category is broadband services. For example, internet, set-top boxes, and ad insertion, and premium channels, etc., followed by golf revenue and other revenues such as electric vehicles and charging station revenue, additional occupant fees, equestrian center fees, and RV storage fees, and among others. Clubhouse rentals and event fees, merchandise sales, class fees, and rentals, etc. These revenue categorizes offset costs and help keep assessments down. Next slide. Our largest operating fund expense was employee compensation and related, followed by insurance, professional and legal fees. Of the $20.5 million, which exclude depreciation, these categories account for about 65% of the total operating expenses, and rest of them, such as programming, franchise fees, outside services, utilities, fuel and oil, etc., make up remaining 35%. Next slide, slide 5. On this table displays the reserve fund activities. I pay most attention to this chart because it shows the revenue fund activities, which excludes operating revenues and expenses. This report shows an unfavorable variance of $732,000 through the reporting period with non-assessment revenue worse than budget by $921, combined with total expense better than budget by $189,000. And the unfavorable balance in revenue was due to less manor sold, resulting in less trust facility fees revenue collected than anticipated. And slide 6 shows resale history from 2024 through 2026, and community-wide sales totals 246 year-to-date, and most of these transactions generate the trust facility fees, transfer fees, used as a resources of revenue for our reserves. So we are still down, but May 26, the volume was a little up, which is encouraging. I hope we can catch up with that. Next slide. The reserve and restricted funds adjusted balance are shown here. Starting with the first column on the left, reserve funds have combined ending balance of $42.3 million, and restricted fund balance having an ending balance of $2.9 million. Includes in these totals a contribution received in 2026 through assessments, trust facilities fees, and investment earnings. So when you look at this $42 million, people think, oh, we have enough. However, we have to pay attention to the next column, which shows works still in progress, encumbrance. We have $14 million more to spend this year, and the end of the year adjusted balance will only $28 million in reserve funds. And of course, it will keep more. We will have more expensive next year, 2027. So at the end of 2027, I don't think we have a really, high number of in the reserve funds. So we have to pay attention. So that's why I keep telling, oh, we don't have enough money, and because it's not on the budget, So unless we really have some corporate members' approval, which we feel very, very needy and we need to do right away, I don't think we have budget aside on that, right? So second column, already I explained it, $14 million for more, and the third balance, adjusted balance, third column, $28.3 million for this year, which does not include $4 million setting aside for the Building E project, $4 million, right? And solar budget, $2 million is not included there. So we need to be aware of that. Okay, slide 8. The listing on this slide gives you an idea where the reserve money is committed. See, those encumbrance, $14 million in details are described on there. And total appropriation is $32 million, $32.7 million, but we still have to remaining encumbrance, $13.4 million to spend more in this year, 2026, right? And 2027 is coming, and more expenses. All right. Okay, slide 9. We compare our adjusted fund balances. This is what I mean. To historical balance for the past 5 years. On this chart, it shows GRF has averaged $35.5 million in reserve funds and $3.7 in contingency fund. And so we are way down than average balance at this time, and it will further go down next 2 years. All right. That's our finance report and committee report. We had, let's see.
Do you
Our-
also do the resale report?
Oh, yeah, right. We had a resale report. I think it's already shown on the charts, but it went up in May, and average resale price went up this year. However, the number is still low, right? So we need to keep an eye on it. We had, right, so this year, a total, we only sold like total 246 units, and our total volume is $134 million, 930, and of course the price went up. I mean, the sold, so which is great average price, which manner. I hope it. Okay. Our finance committee meeting, we met third Wednesdays of June, and next committee meeting will be August 19, 1:30 p.m. This will conclude my treasurer's report and finance committee report. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Our next is Ms. Costello. Thank you. For the Community Activities Committee.
Community Activities Committee, thank you. Met Thursday, June 11th, here in the boardroom. Some of the things that were brought up by our Recreation Department for the greater good. Clubhouse 7 lighting project is underway, which includes replacement of the ballasts and the lights to support LED efficiency. We did have to re-choose chandeliers. The ones we originally chose, I guess, were not available. So as soon as we get those in, we will start installing them. Pools opened in time for Memorial Day, and they are now on their summer schedule. One other thing that is a long view item, but you heard it here first, there's El Toro Water District has a project that's going to include mandatory replacement of a section of the ETM. What's the ETM, you may ask? The Effluent Transmission Main, a regional wastewater pipeline that will convey 15 million gallons per day of treated wastewater through our property and out to the ocean. So coming up in 2027, they're going to need to access and replace some of that pipeline, which goes directly underneath our golf course. So they are anticipating March 31st through May 12th of next year to construct the new pipeline, August 25th through September 7th to abandon the existing pipeline. So, just so you guys know.
Are you done with that?
Yeah, the other thing is that the date of the next meeting is coming up this Thursday at 1:30, July 9th, here in the boardroom.
Thank you.
Then I'll ask my question then.
You may.
You may ask your question then. Okay.
I'm worried about the loss of income when they're tearing that up.
Yep.
And do we have any idea how noisy that's going to be? And it's going to be terrible. I'm just telling you, right?
I don't know what other option we have, but then that's
Well,
not my call. So.
they are presenting this to us.
Yeah. But to your point, in addition to them undertaking the entire cost, if there is any loss of revenue because of that would be a good question to ask.
That's my question.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that.
We did try to ask that question at the last CAG meeting.
Yeah. I was overwhelmed by the presentation, by the way.
Yeah. It was a pretty long one.
No, that wasn't at CAC, that was at the last board meeting.
It's at a board meeting, yeah.
Yeah.
I was
wasn't here.
overwhelmed by
Not
all
only
that information, and I wish I would have gotten, something that I could take home and read, but be that as it may. But I'm worried about lost revenue. To Mickey's point.
It is costing ATWD a good deal of money to do this also.
But that's not our problem.
It is. I understand, but it was something that they couldn't respond to it at the last,
If I'm bringing it up at the wrong time.
Okay.
you know, I'll bring it up again at CEC if you're going to talk
Okay.
about it.
Certainly, the lost revenue would be
Lost
an
revenue is
issue.
important.
I'm always interested in revenue.
Yeah.
Do you,
Okay.
Do you-
onward. I'm sorry I interrupted.
Good point.
do you want me to send a message to the ETWD, the main man, general manager?
I want mine.
I do, we all do.
Is it my turn?
No, the next is landscape committee and then it will be you. Landscape committee, there is nothing much to report. We haven't had a meeting in a while. The last meeting was in May, on May 13, 26. The next meeting is August 12th, in a month, and in the boardroom. So with that, you may want to go forward with the maintenance and construction committee report.
The traffic committee?
No,
We had a meeting and they were all found guilty.
no, we are talking about the MNC committee.
Pardon?
The
MNC. Oh, maybe I need hearing aids. Our last meeting was June 10th, and like what was previously discussed, we discussed the seal coat and approved that, and also the plastering of the clubhouse 2 and 6 pool, and I think they're all done now.
They are.
And our next meeting is August 12th, unless we need to meet before then.
So noted.
Okay?
Thank you. Next is the report of the Energy Ad Hoc Committee. Director Kelsall, would you like to give us a brief report on the committee?
The committee met on June 29th on the next meeting. The committee met on June 29th. The next meeting is August 17th. We had a report from Mr. Mejia, provided the overview of the current EV station maintenance warranty and status report. The stations are all operational now, and the stations, the station that was down, the remaining stations were able to support the demand, so there was no loss in revenue. We had a brief history regarding the installation of an automated lighting system at the community center. There is no budget item for this at this time, and for any in the existing system. The scope of work for solar PV system installation at the maintenance yard was discussed, and a motion was made and seconded to recommend the board approve the scope of work for the solar PV system installation at the maintenance center building D. Motion was also made and seconded to not move forward with the proposed scope of work, which will remove that item from the July board meeting agenda. That's the end of my report.
Thank you. Yes.
There's going to be one correction, but it was to that, and that is meeting attendance.
Your microphone? Can you use your microphone?
Sorry. There's going to be a meeting scheduled in July.
There is?
Yes.
Okay, so far it is August 17th.
I just talked to Martin this morning.
Okay.
And I emailed John.
Yes.
So they're going to try to schedule a meeting in July.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And next is the Space Planning Ad Hoc Committee. We haven't had a meeting since October 25. Next meeting is to be determined when we need to do that. There is no project in mind currently. So next one is the report of the Broadband Committee, Director Cornell.
We have not had a meeting recently. Ting is chugging along. I haven't opened the information from Ting from this morning, but we should have about 7,000 customers wired at this point. Our next meeting will be in the middle of August when Martin gets back.
Okay. This paper says August 24th.
Pardon me?
It's on August 24th, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. in the boardroom. Thank you. Next is the Mobility and Vehicles Committee, Director Costello.
Thank you. Nothing new to report. The committee met on May 6th, 2026, and the next meeting is scheduled for August 5th, 1:30 here in the boardroom.
Lovely, thank you. Report of the Security and Community Access Committee, Director Choi.
Yes, the committee met on June 24th, and we had a long discussion regarding three very important subjects. One was the traffic, monetary penalties, and we approved today. And then second item was long-term parking policy, and we denied for that because there are not many enough numbers and who applied, and financial implication, realizing all the staff's work was not worthy to include it this time. And also we denied item that 3 spots, stop signs, people try to want us to study some traffic evaluation study, which includes money, $11,000 per spot. And according to the statistics, there was no incidents, no accidents ever occurred on that spot. So we decided not to go ahead and do that evaluation study. However, as we mentioned today, that a lot of signs, and now according to the, since we approved the traffic monetary fine, if there is any way that we communicate to people for safety, and also signs and utilizing some media and magazines, so on, we will reinforce that policy. That was a major thing. All right, and our next meeting will be held on August 26th, 1:30 p.m. And I suggest many of you get interested in safety issue and security access, which is very important. Thank you.
So now it is the Traffic Committee. Madam Horton, you can repeat your...
15 people? But I did want to point out that most of them aren't speeding. It's running the stop signs.
Oh,
And so they were all found guilty. Thank you.
thank you. Okay, Executive Member Hearing Committee, Director Horton.
What?
The Executive Member Hearing Committee.
We had one.
Okay, so you don't have to give any report on that. It's just the dates are important.
Yeah.
June 11th, 26th. The next one is July 9th.
Is it?
I don't know, it is cancelled probably.
It was canceled,
Okay,
yeah.
so it is cancelled now. So next one is the report of the Disaster Preparedness Committee, Director Costello.
The last meeting we had, again, nothing new to report. The task force met on May 26th. The next meeting is July 28th, the end of this month. I will be removing myself from that committee. The co-chair and SK Park will be taking my place from this.
Okay, one other
representing us.
edit we should make for the staff, and that is that it's no longer a task force.
That's true.
It is a standing committee
It
by
is a
itself.
committee.
Okay, just to note. That was just a note. So report of the Information Technology Advisory Committee, Director Carpenter. Do you have any report on that?
I
No?
didn't hear what you said, what?
It is, the next item is the report of the Information Technology Advisory Committee.
I've not had a chance to even meet with that committee
It's
yet.
okay.
They don't meet until August.
Okay, so this is a closed committee meeting, so we don't have to give any report. It's just to mention the dates, then I will read it for you. The committee met on May 29th, 2026, and the next meeting is August 28th, 26, at 1:30 p.m. And it's usually a virtual meeting.
It's usually what?
A virtual meeting means you log on to Zoom.
Yes, you can.
No,
but
no, it is
closed.
always a Zoom meeting.
I'm not aware of that. It wasn't
It's
in
okay.
the previous.
You're just being put on that committee, so
Yeah.
that's why.
It's a closed meeting.
It's a closed
What it
meeting.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that is
But
why.
I don't know that if you can access it by Zoom, that's what I'm saying.
Unless you invited.
Yeah.
If you're invited, you get to it, yes. Next item is the report of the strategic land use ad hoc committee and Director Pachella.
Yes, the ad hoc committee met on June 25th, 2026, and we are moving forward with the next phase, which is going to be doing feasibility on the use of all of the vacant land within the village. And the next meeting will be July 23, 2026, at 1:30 in the boardroom, and also as a virtual meeting. I look forward to seeing everyone there. Thank you.
Okay, my cheat sheet says that report of the Water Conservation Committee, Director Horton. Did you know about that?
Well, they have not had a meeting yet. Period.
That's what it says.
free lunch.
Nope, that's different. That's the El Toro Water District.
Only thing I heard is
Okay, so the next meeting is scheduled for July 30th.
Don't count on it.
It says here at 2 p.m. in the boardroom. All right, okay. With that, all our agenda, the meetings have been discussed and talked about. So now we have future agenda, all matters, okay, blah, blah. We don't have any schedule of traffic monetary penalties. We already took care of that. Those are done now. Okay. So, Director comments. I'm going to start with you, Director Cornell. Do you have any comments?
No.
No? Madam Horton?
No.
Okay. Director Pachella? Okay.
I echo President Botta's comments and praise to our VMS partners for the incredible golf cart parade and concert and fun in the park that we had. Yeah, it's no lie. It takes a village, people, to do stuff like this, and the amount of coordination that these people did on a Saturday in 80-degree, 85-degree weather was commendable at the very least. So, Carla, thank you so much for all your work.
Okay. Director Choi?
Yeah, I was on a VMS meeting with some other our colleague, and I shared our trip to the clubhouses and working on the capital project, with the help of VMS staff. And I thank to them, to each of the members, that we are very grateful and working together, environment. So that's what I did. Said that, and all other our fellow who attended there agreed with me. So I'm just reporting to you.
Director Carpenter, you have any comment?
No.
Okay. SK Park? No. Huh?
No.
Director?
No.
No? Okay. I think this was a good meeting. We have 11:33, and I'm going to ask for recess and meet upstairs after lunch at
Yes, what time would you like to start?
12:15.
12:15? Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right.